Hello, Virgo. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Bonefire Tarot by Gabby Angus West. Website is schifferbooks.com. There's the website. Feel free to freeze frame and get the spelling of that if you're interested. Supportive oracle cards are Clairvoyant. You Are Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. Website in the back is rockpoolpublishing.com.au. A as an apple, use an umbrella. Cat's a little zippy. A little zippy. I don't expect him to jump into frame, but he might. Fair warning. A little jump scare for you. I don't know. I don't expect him to, but he could. He does what he wants. What do we have for Virgo? Okay. It's more about what's currently happening than where things have been. Okay. There may have been some misconceptions, and I think that's why we're starting off that way. And I think it's poignant. I don't know if you can hear my cat, but he's running around. He's being a little nut. You may have some misconceptions about somebody. Because I'm getting somebody's coming forward, and you've seen this, you've seen that. I feel like you've been kind of keeping a safe distance from somebody. And by safe, it's kind of subjective. Not like anything was like wrong or like you were in danger, but kind of like maybe this person is a little bit like, maybe you would see them as potentially volatile. You may have seen them kind of like have like very sharp words with somebody, or like this might be a person who calls other people out. And it just seems like when they do that, they can be a bit harsh. I see that this is where it's been. This is where it's been. You've been watching, you've been holding back, but you've been paying attention, you've been staying out of things. Kind of like, I'm just watching and I see what's going on there. I'm just going to leave that to its own. It does seem a little bit, I would, dare I say, spicy. If you're a person that likes spice, though, I don't think that's going to make the impact it's supposed to. It seems a little bit, this person can be a little bit not extra, that's not fair. I don't know, I feel like they can be sharp. Like, I feel like somebody being very blunt, very like, this is wrong, and you knew that was wrong. Like, that type of thing. You know, if you follow me on that. This person, I think, is coming forward towards you. I don't think... Are they being... How are they treating you? Because I don't think they're being brutal to you. But... Four of Swords. Half in, half out. So that's like some healing. And then the Temperance card. Them just doing what they normally do. I don't think they're being brutal to you, but they're talking to you about something, and they're brutal about the subject. So I don't feel like they're attacking you or anything like that, but the way they're coming towards the subject, they're very to the point, very like, doesn't this go there? And you're like, yes. Doesn't that go there? You're like, yes. And you put that there, and you're like, I did. And that was correct. And you're like, I know. It's kind of like, okay. Just kind of like, you're like, is there a problem? And they're like, no, I'm just checking. I'm just making sure I understand how this is supposed to work. They're looking at you like you know what you're doing, and you do. And they're looking at you for reference to make sure that they know what they're talking about. They do seem a little bit excited about the situation. Like, somebody else has kind of pushed their button. They're coming to you to verify this is the correct way to do it. Like, your point of reference. Like, they already trust that you know what you're doing. So it's not bad, but there is some conflict along with this. They're not mad at you, but they are getting a little bit amped up about something here. And like I feel like they want to tell somebody else, like, I know that you didn't do that right because I double checked and I find out from somebody who does know how to do it right, the right way to do it, and you didn't do it right. They're not going at you, but you're the reference of like the person who does it right, and they know you do it right. That type of thing. I don't feel like you want to be a part of this. You're trying to stay out of whatever the controversy is. They don't seem to have a problem with that. That seems to be fine. I feel like you're trying to stay out of it. Like, okay, I told you what I know. I didn't do anything wrong, so don't pull me into this because I don't need to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that. You got to do what you got to do, but I'm just point of reference. You want to know? Here, I told you. Now you go do what you got to do. I don't think there's a problem here. What's more about Virgo's response to this? I don't think there's a problem. I just feel like it makes you a little like, what's going to happen here? Yeah, you want to be, you don't want to be a part of it, but you're like, I still know what's going on. But whoever was using you as a point of reference, they are solving a problem, and I feel like maybe you don't realize this just yet. Like, whatever they're fixing, somebody else isn't doing something right, and it's making extra work for you. Extra work that's unnecessary. Like, if the other person did it the way they're supposed to do it, you wouldn't have the extra work that you end up with. This doesn't have to be work-related, but there's something that you do. You take care of things. You do things the way they need to be done. You end up doing more than you should because you're picking up the slack for somebody else doing something incorrectly. The person who's coming in and like asking questions and like, this is how that's supposed to go, right? And you're like, yes. And this is how you do it. And you're like, yes. And you know what you're doing. Yes, I do. Like, and this is why I do it this way, if that's what you want to know. No, I understand. You know what you're doing, and that's fine. They are trying to make something more efficient. I feel like they're trying to pull something together. They're looking at you like you do well at what you do good at what you do, but you don't need to have your time wasted. The situation could be much more successful if the other people would do things right, and then you could do more of what should be done and less of picking up other people's messes. Do you realize you're picking up other people's messes? Do you realize you're doing that? Because I feel like you're just kind of like, it just isn't right, so I'm just fixing it. Or this isn't... I just feel like you're just making it work. Yeah, you kind of... I feel like you don't dwell on it. It's kind of like, it is what it is. It just needs to be right, so I'm just doing it right. If it's not in the right place, if things are not in the right place, I just put them in the right place so I can use them, and I just put them back where they're supposed to go. I feel like you don't overstress it. It's kind of like, it is what it is. I don't have time to worry about such things. But this person is kind of like, yeah, well, if the other people did what they're supposed to, you could do a lot more and things would be a lot better. You shouldn't have to be cleaning up these other messes. They're really like on that ball. Something like it's really like a thorn in their side. Like, this is ridiculous. They're wasting Virgo's time, which is in turn wasting my time. It's not bad. This does get rectified. The person, whoever this person is, I get the Emperor energy. Not a bad energy. I wouldn't say this was normally a compatible energy with Virgo. But this person's going to communicate further with you in the future. Judgment in your favor. I get that there's judgment in your favor. At this point, this person wants to keep communicating with you. I feel like it's driving me nuts that I keep wanting to say that it's not bad, because I feel like it makes you uncomfortable. This person can be a bit brutal, and they expect things to go right the first time. And I feel like you have a bit of humility. Like, you know what? Sometimes it takes me a minute to pull it together the way it's supposed to go, but once I get it down, I stick with it, and I'm good. This person is not... They don't have a problem with you. They're not upset with people having a learning curve, if that's something that you experience. Kind of like, you know, maybe it takes me a little while to get it right on point the way it's exactly supposed to be, but once I get it there, I'm good. It stays where it's supposed to be. And they know that. You're dependable. You know what you need to do. If it doesn't look right, you figure it out and you make sure it does go right. They don't have a problem with you. I think they make you a little uncomfortable, though, because it's kind of like, it does seem like it's a little bit of a difficult energy for you to deal with. they're not attacking you, but it's just the way that energy moves. It's kind of like... So I feel like once you understand this more, I don't think you have to worry about this energy. You know exactly what's going on there. I feel like this person is going to want you to keep them in the loop about how things are working out, because they want things to work right the first time. They want things to be efficient. You are very efficient. Again, once you get up to speed, you stay up to speed. Once you start doing it, if there's something that's not right, you figure it out, you iron it out. The longer you go, the better you get, and once it's on point, it stays on point. They want you to keep them in the loop about when things go off base. And I do feel like you do that for a while, but I don't feel like you have to do that indefinitely. Okay. In the beginning, I feel like that's fine. This doesn't have to be a permanent thing, because I feel like you don't like it. So I feel like, you know, if this person asks, then tell them what's going on. Otherwise, I feel like if they're asking you, like, why didn't you say something? I don't have time to babysit other people. I'm just doing my job. I don't have time to manage other people. Like, I'm just doing what I'm doing. I feel like they're going to kind of leave you alone after a while. Stay centered on your job. Stay centered on what you need to get done. Like, and I keep saying job. It doesn't have to be work related. It could be something with friends. It could be something with family. There's something else coming out here. Yeah. They're going to randomly show up. If they ask a question, just tell them what you know. They want you to keep them in the loop, but I keep feeling like I don't feel like you need to. It says acceptance with the King of Swords. You're in the control of how much you want to say. If you don't want that type of connection, you don't have to have it. But if you do like the outcome, then keep it going. So I feel like they're putting it's kind of like they're putting the ball in your court. Like, if you like that this person is, you know, making sure that things go correctly, because I do feel like things are more efficient for you, and that's more comfortable for you. But if working with this person is just, you're like, that's not comfortable for me, and it's like it's not worth that for me. So they're saying, when you get to this point, look at it. The improvements that happen due to this person getting other people to do things the way they're supposed to, is that worth it? Like, are you okay? Would you rather just pick up the messes and keep moving forward and just not worry about it, because it's easier to do that than to deal with this person? Or is it easier for you to deal with this person and have other people do things the way they're supposed to? Which is better for you? There's no right answer. There's just like what works better for you. If you don't want this to continue, if you don't want to keep working with this person in this fashion, just don't search them out. When they ask you questions, answer questions. Leave it at that. It will dissipate. It'll kind of go away. It might take a month or two, but it'll go away. If you want to keep it going, set yourself up a pattern once a week, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, depending on what is necessary, maybe twice a week. I don't know, whatever works for you. I keep thinking once a week should be more than enough, but if it's twice a week, then it's twice a week. Keep in contact with this person. Just search them out, touch base, tell them what's going well, tell them what's not going well. Just write down 5 to 10 things that you're keeping an eye on, and just say, these are the 10 things I'm keeping an eye on. This week, everything but this, and that went well, and these were the problems I had, just so you know. Or this week, everything went well, just so you know. And then, if it's once a week, you just keep touching base at that one point every week. This, make it a pattern for you. If you like how that's going. If you don't say anything. Just wait for them to search you out and just answer their questions when they come towards you. It will disappear if you do it that way. It'll kind of dissipate and go away. Again, it depends on you. Do you want to keep it? Do you want to let it go? Up to you. It's totally up to you. So it basically, they're saying, what's more comfortable for you? Which outcome do you prefer? Because you seem to have whatever way works for you. Are we good? All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.